Today, we're going to look at 5th grade social studies data at Brumby Elementary School. My name is Mary McEvoy, and I am a teacher at Brumby Elementary School in Marietta, Georgia. This project explores trends in 5th grade social studies achievement at Brumby as measured by the Georgia Milestones Test from the school years 2015-16 through 2017-18. It is intended to be shared with Brumby's administration, academic coaches, and 5th grade faculty. I teach social studies for grades K to 5 as part of Brumby's specials rotation. Brumby students receive social studies instruction in their regular classrooms as well, and I offer additional support and extension opportunities. I am focusing on 5th grade because Georgia only assesses end-of-grade social studies achievement in 5th grade at the elementary school level. I hope this data overview will pinpoint trends in social studies achievement and help me locate areas of weakness in student performance so that I can support our students and teachers more effectively. Brumby is a Title I school with a diverse population of regular and special needs students. Our total enrollment declined during the school years 2015-16 through 2017-18. Although Brumby is physically located in an upper middle-class neighborhood, more than 70% of the students are economically disadvantaged and receive free or reduced price lunch, and over 20% of the students have limited English proficiency. Looking at other factors that might impact student achievement, we consider Brumby's retention rate. However, the number of students retained from 2015-16 through 2017-18 was too few to report. Discipline data, on the other hand, is notable. Brumby's out-of-school suspension rate is significantly higher than the county and state averages. Interestingly, from the 2015-16 to 2017-18 years, Brumby's total discipline incidents dropped from 227 to 93, but 95.7% of those incidents resulted in out-of-school suspension for the involved students. Brumby's transiency rate is 36%, down from 39% in 2015-16. It is higher than the county rate of 21%. Our student attendance data warrants attention. As you can see from the chart, the percentage of students absent 6 or more days each year is high. I am proud to have been a part of Brumby's teaching staff for the past 18 years. I am one of many teachers who have been at the school for many years. We have 85 teachers as certified personnel, and 40 of these educators have over 10 years teaching experience, while 51 have a master's degree or higher. Nevertheless, as you can see from this chart, Brumby's teaching staff is not representative of the racial ethnic makeup of the student body. Although it is not unusual in elementary schools, female teachers greatly outnumber male teachers. It's clear that our culturally diverse student body is taught by a faculty that is predominantly white and female. Now that we have reviewed some basic background information about our school, it is time to look more closely at social studies achievement. As I mentioned earlier, Georgia only assesses student knowledge of the Georgia Standards of Excellence in Social Studies in 5th grade at the elementary school level, and 5th grade milestone scores in social studies is the focus of this presentation. In this discussion, I am focusing on students who with proficient scores and above. Georgia distinguishes between beginning and developing scores for students beneath the proficiency level, and it could be helpful to examine that data for growth if we had previous scores with which to compare it. However, Since the students have no previous scores, I narrowed the focus for this discussion. As you can see, Brumby 5th graders have performed significantly beneath 5th graders from throughout the county and the state for the years included in this data overview. You will also notice, however, that the achievement gap between Brumby and both the district and state decreased from 2015-16 to 2016-17. The number of students at and above proficient dropped back down for both Brumby and the district from 2016-17 to 2017-18. The disaggregated data first compares student performance based on race and ethnicity. As you can see, no one group outperforms the others on a significant level. At first glance, it appears as if students in the other group, not African American, white, or Hispanic, made a big jump from 2016-17 to 2017-18. The table beneath the chart shows, however, that the total number of students is low enough so that if one student moved into the proficient range, the percentage gain would appear large. After that, we will compare scores by subgroup. It is not surprising that scores for the economically disadvantaged subgroup are like the scores for all students, since economically disadvantaged students compose a large percentage of our student body. You will notice that all subgroups made noticeable improvements between 2015-16 and 2016-17. Discussions with other staff members about the 2016-17 jump in scores pointed out that 2016-17 was the year that Brumby earned Advanced Ed STEM certification, and during the previous year, the 5th grade teacher who covered social studies for the grade level was on maternity leave for 12 weeks, during which time 7 different substitute teachers rotated through the classroom. In addition, I stepped in to cover that 5th grade class for the last 6 weeks of her leave. During that time, 5th grade students did not receive the additional social studies instruction during their specialist time they would have normally. 2015-16 was also the last year that Brumby's 4th and 5th grade classes were gender-based. Since we're discussing gender, let's examine 5th grade social studies milestone scores by gender. Brumby had a relatively even distribution of male and female students for the academic years 2015-16 through 2016-17, maybe only alternating by 1 or 2 students. These charts show that female students outperformed male students in 2015-16 and in 2016-17, with the greatest achievement gap in 2016-17. Surprisingly, this trend reversed in 2017-18, when male 5th grade students outperformed 5th grade female students by a significant amount. Now we are going to break down the data into instructional components. 5th grade social studies instruction is broken into 4 domains: history, geography, government and civics, and economics. Before digging into the data, I hypothesized that student performance would be the highest in the history domain and lowest in economics. I was surprised to see that geography and economics appear to be our strongest domains. History performance declined over the 3 years, but it's important to consider that 2016-17 was the first year of implementation of updated 4th and 5th grade social studies standards, and that year was considered a transition year. 2017-18 was the first full year of implementation. It's possible that the drop reflects an adjustment period for instruction. Looking at trends for performance in the other strands, geography performance improved from 2016-17 to 2017-18. Government and civics scores have decreased steadily over the 3 years, while scores in the economics domain increased slightly from 2015-16 to 2016-17, but then dipped back down in 2017-18. Before we begin to construct a plan for increasing social studies achievement, we should discuss our strengths and weaknesses and identify some opportunities for improvement. I believe our greatest strength is our extraordinary staff. Another strength is the increased amount of social studies instructional time our students receive through the CoreX program. Weaknesses we must address include the student transiency rate, high absenteeism, and student discipline concerns. I have broken improvement opportunities into two categories: instruction and school climate. Instructionally, we must find ways to improve instruction in the government civics domain, and we must find ways to leverage the benefit CoreX social studies instruction can provide to both students and fifth grade classroom teachers. In school climate, we must find ways to motivate students to come to school and ways to motivate their parents to get them here. Students must be here before we can teach them. We must also address student behavior and our responses to discipline issues. If over 95% of our discipline incidents result in out-of-school suspension, our attendance also suffers. The school needs a cohesive behavior and student discipline plan that the full staff commits to. We also need to examine ways to engage students from diverse cultural backgrounds and to examine critically how culturally responsive our approaches to instruction and school discipline are. So, where do we go from here? How do you think our 2018-19 milestones data in social studies is going to look? For steps that we need to take right now, I think it's critical that we schedule some common planning times. CoreX, me, with the fifth grade social studies teachers, and at the beginning of each quarter, and at least one follow-up meeting each quarter to see how we're doing and if we need to make any adjustments. Another step that we need to take is committing to more project-based learning. We need to design authentic learning experiences with real-world implications. Doing this will help us reach out to our students that have more diverse backgrounds and will really help our fifth graders achieve more and possibly develop a greater interest in social studies. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you so much for your time.